increasingly tech-savvy world, journalism may appear to be transitioning into something new. Television, radio, and even newspapers, while still relevant, are no longer the prevailing form.
Annahar Daily, founded in 1933 by Nayla Tueni, is currently headed by former Member of Parliament Nayla Tueni. A fourth-generation journalist, Nayla has a family legacy that is imprinted in Lebanese history. Her father, a Member of Parliament and a staunch critic of the Syrian presence in the country, was assassinated in 2005. And 4 years later, Nayla herself became an MP. She recently printed a full blank edition of the newspaper to protest the failure of politicians to form a government 5 months after election. The blank news went viral and was covered by many international media outlets. We met Nayla at the Annahar headquarters in the heart of downtown Beirut to talk about her family heritage, the ways of today's journalism, and fighting for the great case of Lebanon.
So what was the reaction? Was it exactly what you expected it to be?
I was expecting that they will say maybe it's because of the journalism and the crisis, the financial crisis of the newspapers in the country, but it wasn't just this, it was the country is in danger and our situation in the country, and the Lebanese cannot support anymore the situation. This was the message, and also newspaper being one of the industry in Lebanon.
Is there a reason you think that this time was more dangerous than any other time in Lebanese history? Because we've had no government before and we've had vacuums before.
The feeling is that the situation now is worse than even during the war.
The 2006 war, you're talking about the civil war?
No. Before even, you feel when you talk to people, when you talk to journalists here in the newspaper, all journalists with experience, and they tell you it's one of the worst period in Lebanon. So really, I'm anxious. What's happening? Where are we going? And you know, we are so optimistic as Lebanese and trying to fight, not with weapons, but trying to fight for our country and trying to survive. It's a stressful feeling that we don't know where are we going.
In the press conference following the blank edition, you said if the country is doing well, the newspaper will be fine. You seem to stress a lot on the fact that everything will be fine when many other major newspapers are shutting down. As we move into the digital age and everyone questions Annahar's print period, they say there are financial struggles, late salaries, and poor sales. How do you survive?
There is financial crisis, and there is, you know, all the problems we are facing, all the problems like the other newspapers. But what happened a few years ago, that first, when you are in crisis, you have to work on yourself and to work on a business plan to see where are you going.
Especially with the digital age, how do you do it?
Is it feasible, we will continue or no?
And
we did a business plan, we worked on it, and yes, we will continue. How? We have to merge. We have to keep the paper, and even to think about how to change the way we write in the paper. And it's more difficult than before, because usually before they were just covering the news, and okay, you have the editorialist, you have the opinion, you have reports. But now it's more difficult to put the deep content in the newspaper. If you have an event, you cannot write about the event because everybody knows about the event, even on their mobile. So you have to write what is behind the event, after the event, what will happen after that.
So you're telling me you became more creative when it comes to content creation?
Yes. And after that, we decided that, okay, The Guardian, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Le Monde, Le Figaro, and all the international newspapers are working on the digital and on the premium. Okay, a wall payment. So the wall payment, you have to subscribe, to pay, to read.
A line has been blurred between your professional and your personal life for many reasons, but I think specifically because you are the daughter and the granddaughter and the great-granddaughter of legacy journalists. So there's a responsibility and a duty that comes with that. How do you balance the pressure?
Being the daughter of Gibran and the granddaughter of Ghassan Tueni, it's a lot of pressure. And even being from Annahar's family, when you have a lot of journalists with a 40 years experience and 30 years experience, it's really difficult and it's a responsibility. But I cannot be Gibran, I cannot be Ghassan, and I am Nayla. I am what I am who I am, and how I am. And I have my way in fighting.
How do you fight?
How do I fight? I believe in what I'm doing. I believe that Annahar has a big role in the country, and we can do a lot. We can try to be do pressure in the country to work on something, to have our word, to try to make a change. I am who I am. I cannot be, because here in Lebanon, She's not like her father. And even my father, he wasn't like his father.
Does it affect you? Does it ever put you down? That all the pressure that comes with it?
Not at all. I'm not trying to be Gibran. I never, I look at him as my hero. He's my everything. But he's my strength from him. Even when the bad days, when I think, I know that he's here. But I don't want to be him. I want to be who I am. I am Nayla, and I will continue as Nayla.
Speaking of criticizing the state of affairs, you were once very heavily criticized when you became an MP, one of the youngest at age 26, and you served from 2009 to 2013. A term many criticized, many labeled a political failure to address the nation's troubles, saying you could have done a lot more than you did. You didn't show up when you needed to show up. What do people need to know about that time?
First, I cannot do everything alone, okay? And in the parliament, I cannot do everything alone. And at that period of time, the country passed through a lot of problems. Even the parliament was closed for a long period. Yes, I can do a lot, I can do more and more, but I don't know why I felt that you cannot change there a lot. I was present when I have to be present. I wasn't present when I didn't want to be. I was present sometimes more than others, but because
I'm sure.
Sometimes, people, when they just want to focus on someone and try to just criticize
them.
Yes. And I don't like to do a lot of marketing for myself also. What they were saying, for example, we don't see you a lot on TV. Okay. I don't like the way that you have to just be on TV and to fight with someone you don't have the same political,
Let me ask you this. When you got to Parliament, and I'm sure you went there with good intentions, did anything that you saw there change your perception and you said, this is unlivable, this is not something I want to be a part of?
Yes, a lot of times.
All right.
You cannot change a lot there. It's, I respect the way it is, but I don't feel I belong.
But if you're not going to change, and if everybody goes in and thinks they're not going to change, then there will never be change.
Let's say it's not a hopeless case. We believe in our country, and let's say one day something will change and we can do something. We have to believe in our country. I don't want to be so negative. I cannot give up. If I wanted to give up, I should have given up at the first day, the day when my father died. At the time, we were at the church, and I said that I will continue, and I will continue because of him, because I believe what he did, because he taught me how to love my country, and his passion to Lebanon and his way on believing in Lebanon, you have to continue for him.
In 2009, the same year you became an MP, you married Malik Maktabi, and I remember that raised a lot of eyebrows because of his religion. So what does that tell you about people's perception?
I hate judging people from their religion. I believe
you
that,
do, but
yes.
What do you think of people judging you because of that?
They can do whatever they want. I respect what they think, but this is not my beliefs. I was raised in a family where the grandfather of my father, his name is Muhammad Ali, and my grandmother, she's Druze, and we respect each other, and she even wrote a poem about Mar Sherbel. Why we have to judge people from their religion? We judge people from who are they, what they do, as being good people or no. We don't judge people about religion. This is what I hate in that country. So as they criticize me, I criticize them in thinking in that way.
You're also known as a youth advocate, partnering last month with the American University of Beirut. You released an edition called Ensuring Lebanon's Continuity and Investing in Its Youth, in the hope of finally kickstarting the Lebanese economy, the different sectors, by presenting practical solutions. Is the next generation key?
Yeah, the next generation and the kids. Even I want to work on kids to start from school, that how they have to respect their country, starting with not throwing paper from the car, to throwing garbages in the streets, taking care of the beach and the sand and the water. Have to start in Lebanon from the basics, from school till the youth, and to try to make a change. I respect the parties. I respect that they have to be. We have to accept each other. I'm a person who this is Lebanon. We have to accept Lebanon how it is, with all the political parties, the people who are there, but we have to try to do a change with the basics.
What is your father's legacy, you think?
A lot of things.
What have you kept from him?
To believe, and to say, yes, you can do something. Yes, You have to try to make a change, to be who you are as a person, not to try to play a role, a fake role, to respect the others, to try to be here for the others. A lot of things. I learned a lot from him, and I still learn a lot from him, and I discover every day more and more when even people sometimes come and tell me a story about him, about something happened with them. Discover who he is. He was, not because he's my father, but he was a really great man.
What is one thing you want people, or you wish people knew about you that they may not know?
Who I really am, and just to look at me that I'm Nayla and not just Gibran's daughter. You know, Nayla with Nayla's identity, and to try to discover Nayla.
Because she's her own person, basically, and people still think of you as Gibran's daughter. That's never going to go away.
Yes, I know.
Unless you want to move.
No, but I don't want to be Gibran. I want to continue, and I want him to be what he is, and
that's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. I like the roosters. I think this is so you can get up in the morning. It's the morning.
Yeah,
thing,
it's the logos of Annahar.
If you like this episode of Why Chats and want to see more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click, click, click.